Are you gonna do an intro?
Or you could post like a photo of it on the Twitter.
Yeah,
This is also fair.
I'll definitely do all those things. Well,
Are you
I'm gonna
uploading this?
pretend like we just got here. So, hello and welcome everyone to the first spectacular podcast draft. Hope you guys are excited and ready. Got a great group of guys in here right now. Coach already drinking Diet Coke out of a first place trophy.
First place trophy. Not
Right,
second, not third. First.
No, second and third actually aren't here with us. But, that's the Specky, baby. Got a great group of guys. Liam looks like Bryce Harper today, Black Lives Matter. Larzy Bear, he's a Bear, locked up pick, and he's still here. Jose looks like the front-runner rookie right now, as of right now, making a fantastic campaign. Watch out,
Look out, Vets.
And we got Mikey Mike down there, bottom right for me. He is looking fantastic. Awesome rookie year last year. He's still dark. And he has a midterm tomorrow, and guess what? He's still here. That's fantastic.
I got COVID.
So first thing I want to do, it's not really an icebreaker, but just before we get into it, because I'm sure a lot of people's opinions are going to change throughout the podcast, so don't feel like you have to be stuck to it. What is your, just without looking at stats or talking through it, what's your initial thought process for top five? Doesn't even have to be in order, but just 5 names you think should make it. Coach, you want to start us off here?
I'd be happy to, Daniel. I don't really have a top 5 necessarily. I have the way the committee is going to look at this year. I have an outside.
Okay.
This is how I think the committee is looking at this year's class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in with the number 1 pick, in my opinion. Lars is locked because of his most improved award, so he's already in.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves 3 spots and a plethora of contenders. Now, statistically speaking, the committee has always welcomed a rookie. I believe we'll have a rookie again this year. Okay. Who that rookie is, right now I have Joe written down. Only rookie with the campaign so far.
Right.
He's in the meeting. And I mean, what else do I have to say?
No, you don't got to say anything.
I was just doing schoolwork. I was like, I can hop on the phone.
Look out, Vets.
Look out, Vets.
Then the way I see it is with the 2 picks that are left remaining, you got probably forget the order here, but just the fact that they're getting picked. We have guys like Mike and Liam. They're both 1-year guys. So I see the committee picking one of the 2 of them. Wow. And then I see the committee picking either Cal or Rob.
Wow.
And I think I see them. They want to see, okay, they're 2 good rookies. Who do we think has more potential going forward? And these are guys that have been doing it for a long time. Who are we going to keep rolling with? And who is it that's, going to have to sit the bench this year? I don't think there's necessary. I think if the committee is looking at it, they want to allow someone who has room for growth, like a Mike or a Liam, and I guess a Lars. Lars is already locked. They want a rookie who fucking wild card like Joe. And then Cal and Rob are built-in guys. So right now I have advantage Rob, believe it or not, but this is a really unfortunate showing for him. And now, they could easily both lose their picks.
Just 2 questions, if you don't mind. No mention of Justin. Could you address that? And secondly, I know you said advantage Rob. Do you have an advantage, Mike/Liam, or you think that's pretty dead even now for
that's
first race?
Dead heat.
Okay.
Mike has going for him is he's the fresher blood. But Liam, I think a lot of people think of Liam as a 1.5-year guy, so that's an advantage that Liam has. Mm-hmm. He's kind of got a little bit more under his belt because he did show up last year for a period of time. So that's one to lead to the campaigns. If things go the way they're going tonight, I see Mike, Liam over Rob and Cal. If neither of them run the campaign, Mike Johnson is here. Liam's already got his whole campaign shown, so that could easily change. But I think the committee is going to give it to one of the vets, just like a last chance. And I just have advantage Rob. If you look at that, Rob recently, last year, better performance than Cal, in my opinion, down the line. Same amount of plates, nothing with the tree, better costume is what it is. The thing Cal has going for him is he's showed up 3 years, but it's been the same performance 3 years in a row. Rob has that one season 3 years ago that's holding him back where he didn't show up. Then a okay performance 2 years ago, but a very solid performance this year. So if I'm the committee, I might be like, oh, well, if he does another leap and bound, suddenly we're looking at a real solid pick here. Yeah.
Awesome. Liam, I'm going to come up to you just because you're next on my clockwise way. And technically you're 1.5 in, so I want to hear your thoughts.
Liam's the seasoned vet here.
Guarantee you I'm last.
Yeah.
Third, Mikey.
Yeah, I think Leif's probably the favorite right now for number one. Hard to compete against that. I made a little rankings earlier. I had Cal number 2. Now I don't know how his no-show here that affects that. I had my 3. I put Lars. The 4 and 5 I thought were very difficult. But I put Lars 4 and Rob 5. Now again, Rob's not here, so I don't know how that affects it. But yeah, but that's the rankings I have right now. Thanks,
folks. We do have a cocksucker in the building.
There he is.
We have a lot of cocksuckers in the building.
Right. We just got another one.
How's it going?
Pleasure seeing you.
How you doing, Cal? So,
I'm doing it.
all we did is we had a little bit of an intro by me, and then Coach went ahead and gave his initial thoughts. Coach, would you mind if I just quickly wrap them up for you, summarize them? So Coach felt that it was going to be him, obviously. The Bear has a locked up spot. He noted that so far the last 3 years in a row that the committee has chosen a rookie, and they have been dedicated to do so. He feels that Joe right now would be that rookie because he's the only one with the campaign, which leaves 2 spots for basically Mike, Liam, you, and Rob. All 2 spots left. He said that he feels that the committee will take 1 vet and 1 one-year player. He said Mike Liam is a dead even tie, and as far as you and Rob, he has advantage Rob. So technically, Leif's rankings
it's swung back now. If Rob doesn't show up, it's advantage Cal with a large margin.
Okay.
At that point, they both hadn't shown up, right? I mean, that's how close it is. Cal just took advantage back.
Can I interject a second?
Joe, I see you have your hand raised.
Yes, I raised my hand. I have to go eat dinner now. So,
Joe, I appreciate you coming, Cal.
Nice seeing you all.
Merry Christmas, Jose.
And we're back down to 6.
We got all vets now, though, which is perfectly fine. We're only missing, I believe, Leif and – not Leif, Justin and Rob, right?
No love.
I was staring
Jay
at you.
No love.
Jay and Rob are watching a football game. I never thought I'd see the day.
Liam was just going through it. He had a little pre-rankings. He has Leif, you, number 2. So you've gone basically 5, 4 undrafted, 2. Himself third, is that correct, Liam?
I went third, yeah.
Lars, and then Rob rounding it out at 5. Again, no mention of Jay so far through these first 2 rankings.
Who?
I'm not saying it's wrong, but if you look at his last 3, he is 113. Later on, I'm going to pull up the website, and I'll take you guys through the new stats that I put up, just so you guys can get a little better idea. I think I put a lot more info in, so it's easier for the committee and for us to kind of track our performance and see who could be best.
Yeah, as far as leaving out Justin, I know he has a history of CN10, so I know it doesn't totally bode well for him, but you never know. Kid's unpredictable, so.
And, that's
see
his
it,
whole campaign.
The way I see it with Justin is he is 113 looking back at it, but if you look at performances each of those years, the first time he went 1 overall was because nobody else could come, which I'm not saying, it's a number 1 pick, but by literal default. Yeah. So his performance is kind of like we don't even know what the fuck it was. If a tree falls in a wood, does it make a noise? His performance the year after was only solid enough to get him a number 3 pick. And then his performance last year, we're talking no pick at all. So that's how I see Justin. He's 113, but it's kind of one of those things where I don't think his first one is carrying it over. Every year Justin keeps playing, it's doing him a disservice.
Well, Leif, to that point, I'm just going to tag 2 things on, and then I'm going to move to Cal for his because he's technically the next season guy. I noticed that, and as far as the 3-year sample size, I added in previous season player rating or player performance. We'll see later on, Justin did have a rating of 4, which I'll show you the conversion. That's a D. So he had a D grade in last year's draft.
Out of what?
We will be tracking that now. And this year, again, is the last season that Justin Saved Christmas, the last season that even going to be considered. So next year,
he wrote that for a long time, folks. He wrote that for a long time.
Big Daddy, hope your class went well. Do you have any kind of preliminary thoughts?
I hope it didn't.
Currently logging into Twitter. I want to see, all the commotion that's been going on while I was away.
Sure. Would you like me to move to someone else while you take a little deeper dive?
Whatever you just said, couldn't hear you.
Would you like
But,
to move to someone else while you take a deeper dive? Give you a second to settle
Yeah,
in.
sure. Give me like a good
Whoa.
Like
Yeah,
this is his first time ever speaking on a Zoom class. Okay, you leave the guy alone.
Hey, I was Mike. We
God
can't call
damn
it
it,
out.
Leif. Cut him some slack.
You, Mike.
Son of a bitch.
Mikey J, let's hear it, pal. What do you got going on?
Wait, did Lars go yet?
I'm swinging to you. Before him, Lars, you know I am doing it. It's not really.
I mean,
it's just,
back of the bus, you know. I'm used to
Right. There we
being
go.
last. But all right. I think you have to pick Leif first.
okay.
Unfortunately, as much as it pains all of us to see Leif go first, I mean, dagger in the heart.
Wow. Right.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe the committee thinks Leif's getting a little too comfortable and picks him last.
That would
See.
be a show.
See.
I'd love to see it.
I mean,
I like the idea. I like the fresh ideas.
Leif would be up there complaining. But I think Leif, Larsy obviously would have locked the pick, but it looks good that he's here now.
Mhm.
I think Cal beats out Rob.
Okay.
Rob's just, a little inconsistent.
Okay.
Obviously me.
Yep.
Many compliments on my wear last year. Drew Blood, you've never seen a trip like that, and it's got to be worse.
It is the greatest fall in spectacular history.
Yep.
By far.
Unfortunately, probably gonna have to break some bones. And then I got Costa.
Wow. Okay. So Mike, I like that.
Let me hear that list. That was a nice list. Let me hear that list.
He had Leif, Lars, Cal, himself, and Liam.
So no Rob, no Jay, no rookie.
No Rob, no Jay, and no rookie.
It's a good list.
Callie, you feel good? You want me to swing to Lars for you?
I want to hear what Lars has to say, actually. I mean,
We'll round it out.
probably
All
like
right.
most awaited list of all time.
Yeah, it's
All right.
Lars.
So number one, I got Leif. I don't
Okay.
think that's up for debate.
Wow.
2, I think they're gonna. I don't think Cal or Rob go to. I think it's either Liam or Mike.
Wow. Okay. I like
Making
it.
headlines out here.
I
Making
like it.
headlines out here.
3, I think I'm locked in for 3 or 4, but I'm gonna go with 3. 4, I think that's when they pick Cal or Rob. I'd say Cal gets it. And then 5, I'd say that's looking like Joe right now.
So you got a similar list to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very similar. Mike or Liam, and then Cal or Rob, and then Joe rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Larsy Bear just has Liam or Mike a little bit higher than you, but pretty much the same list. Callie, you ready?
Yeah, I actually got a question. So how is the whole Lars situation working?
Okay, sure. So
Considering
Lars,
he's already guaranteed, is he still going to be like in a slot? Is he going to be like 3, 4, 5, or is he just like 1 essentially?
No, so
because
it's not
he
like
was
a
already picked
Vario.
last year.
It's not like a Vario invite, which technically he did. So if you guys don't know, Lars is not a draft pick. He's never been drafted before. He got drafted, but he gave up his pick to allow Rob to come, which is why Rob was the 5th pick. He technically came on board via a Vario invite. So he's a locked up pick, which means he can go pick 1 through 5, but he's definitely going to take a pick. So he's not going to come for free.
Okay, I understand.
Right. So it's a pretty heavy weight, unfortunately. It's going to kick someone out.
All
Not
right.
unfortunately. I'm happy Lars is going to be there. There's a reason he got the pick.
Yeah, I could see Lars moving as high as 2. Pure stats off of his he had the, I think, 3rd highest costume. I think he was up there for plates, and he found the tree. So if they're going pure stats, but he's a small sample size.
It's
But it
just
depends
longevity right now.
who they get high on. I could see Liam or Mike also going to. Like I said, I'm not necessarily Cal or Rob 2, Mike or Liam. So I could see Liam going to. I could see Mike going to. I could see Lars going to. I could see Cal going to. I mean, Rob's really losing my confidence very quick here. I'll give you that.
Take the floor, Callie.
I'll give you my picks. At number 1, you'd have to imagine, everybody else went Leif. There's no way in hell I'm going Leif. I'm going to pick
And I'm glad. Is it cutting out for everybody?
No,
It is. No, right as
I'm
you say it.
glad. Because that's God intervening.
What happened?
I
You
couldn't-
lagged
you cut
out
out.
as soon as you said who you were going with. That wasn't named me, but I think that's okay. Who do you got two?
Who do you got one? I'd like to know. Let's all be nice. Different ideas are welcomed.
I have myself number 1.
I had already written that down. That's okay.
Right. Number 2, I'm probably gonna have to go Laws here.
Okay.
Just the greatest showing we've ever seen out of a rookie. Number 3, I'll probably go Mike. Mike's a solid number 3 pick. He drew blood. He really put on a show. The year of inclusion, he was included as much as he can be included. Number 4, that's where I'm on the edge. You can't really get like a Rob Justin. I really can't even I can't see them coming this year. They're not even
Wow,
here.
that's a headline.
They're over there watching football. My number 4 is going to be Liam Costa.
Okay.
And then at number 5, last but not least, well, the least of them all,
Does he go
Leif
rookie?
Palmer.
Okay, he
Wow.
goes Leif.
Thank you.
I thought you
Thank
were gonna
you.
go.
I still
Joe.
got you in there.
That's all I really care about at the end of the day, I suppose. That hurt the old ADP though.
Before we go on, I just want to, although I know a lot of people are thinking Leif's probably not going to go 5, and that's a fair assessment based off what he did last year on the track record. But I want to give credit to something Liam said. Maybe the Specky committee does pick him 5 because they think he's getting too comfortable.
Now,
I don't think they would
have
go.
to be outraged by that. That you don't give me credit for saying it, and you.
That was you.
I mean,
That is a direct Mike quote.
no,
That's
no.
atrocious. That's
Like,
I
atrocious.
apologize.
Not only would the committee not look good if you didn't pick me this year because of everything that in recent history, but taking away my quote.
No, I know.
That's
Why wouldn't they want a COVID survivor?
The only reason I can see him doing that is because, like Mike said, he's getting too comfortable, and they want to see how he'd react to adversity. Because someone said that, Leif would get all pissed. I disagree. I think the reason they're probably not going to do that is because I think we've seen Leif go to before when he thought he should have been one, and instead of getting pissed as some members do, that he kind of just played into it and just was better and worked at it. So I think even if Leif got a 5 spot. No, I don't think he'd be happy, but I think he would take it with some dignity.
Certainly. I think it was just 2 years ago. I wasn't number 1. I forget if I went 2, 3, or what it was, but
He had went
Awesome.
2. Yeah.
the year I think I went 2. The year Justin saved Christmas, and that that led to last year's performance.
The first question I have for individual is Mikey. Mike, do you have a Christmas nickname? I don't want to put you on the spot. Have you been thinking, or are you want to stay with reparations? I feel like it's almost getting even not okay in these times to say that word.
yeah, that could get us kicked out of the spectacular.
Yeah.
I've had one brewing, but
Okay.
I'm workshopping it a little bit. I might ask some other picks for if they like it or if it needs a little help, but I don't want to
Awesome.
reveal one yet. So
Awesome. Okay. Well, yeah, go ahead. And I know Leif said he's made himself available. Cal's a vet, good guy to talk to. Liam and Laws, I'm sure, as well. Whenever you get it, post it on Twitter or something, and I'll update the website with it so we can have you looking good. I'll go into something a little more light. Ooh, does anyone have any strong opinions on the MLB postseason? While I go and try and pull this up, this website.
Yankees are winning it all. I'll give you that right now.
I can't believe they beat the Indians.
Easy. Shane Bieber. Who are you?
The only one.
That was insane.
Easy. Listen, the Yankees are healthy now. When we're healthy, we're the best team in baseball.
When
With Garrett Cole
Stan's
pitching.
not
We just gotta.
swinging at pitches in the freaking dirt.
Right. No, that's fair.
Um,
I don't know who we're starting.
I'm trying to find this, and I can't see it on the website here.
Teams and rosters all time. Leaders.
Oh yeah, teams.
Now, can we see my screen?
I can
Yeah.
see your screen, Dan.
All right.
The Yankees can't hit Rays pitching though, which is really
That's kind of fair. We've struggled against the Rays, but we've been hurt against the Rays. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So now, did you put that University of Florida volleyball roll in there?
I was going to ask about that. I was a little confused.
This?
Yeah.
No, that's automated. I don't know why.
So I practiced all afternoon for nothing.
Did anyone vote on this poll?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
You could
I
do
bet
the
you Cal
results.
put himself 16 times. Where is he? Yep. Oh, he only got one vote. You know who that was.
All right.
Pretty even, though.
Yeah.
It's because everyone voted for themselves.
This was the previous poll. This was the Riggs poll.
No, this is why we need voter transparency. Honestly, the best answer there was Kevin Donahue.
oh.
All right, so I'm just going to quickly go through the teams. I just want to get an okay on your guys' pictures if you haven't seen it yet. This is me, obviously.
That's an okay and a half.
Right. I appreciate it. By the way, you're my coach.
Head coach is coach. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
You click on that, and it actually brings up your email. This would email you. Big Daddy Christmas. Cal,
Would this also email Cal?
What?
Would this email Cal?
No, you're the coach.
You're the coach.
Oh, okay. Everyone would email me. That's fair. And feel free.
Cal, is this okay? I know it's overly sexualized, but you did it, not me.
No, listen, that's me loving a Christmas tree, and there's nothing more I'd want as my profile picture.
That's great. Candy Cane Costa. What do we got here? Looking good. I know you guys can't see it fully, or can
Oh,
you
okay.
See it?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would like to add, although I missed last year's Specky, I did sit on Santa's lap, as you can see. So I feel like that does say
He
something.
did.
That's big. We got Coach Christmas here. Coach, you are your own coach. You would email yourself. I don't suggest doing it.
I might, though.
Are you all right with this photo
love
as
it.
of right now?
Love it.
You look good there.
Thank you. Rare.
We got Joe. Yeah. No.
That's Grandma.
Yeah. You have your own style, right? And that's her style for the spectacular.
It's been for a long time now, folks.
Yeah. That's me. We got Morpheus. I'm hoping Justin, he looks adorable here. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping he can come up with a different Christmas name. It seems like Leif, by the way, you're not the coach here because he doesn't play softball.
That's fair. I am not his coach. He looks great there.
It just hurts me because I know his potential and he just doesn't perform in it. And it's just.
You see that. You see number one pick.
Yeah, and it just hurts. Polar Bear Larzi. This is him accepting his award. It's adorable.
Damn, you've lost some weight there.
Yeah.
Red nose rub. He's got a red nose.
Oh.
Red no- Okay, we're doing that. And then we got reparations. Look at that guy looking like a stud.
That to me is just what the rookie should wear the first year. That's some Calvin Klein shit.
No, he looks fucking great.
Holy fuck.
No, he looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to get off that because Leif's starting to get a little testy.
Right. Good thing this is like a chest up type video.
Little off topic, but when does the fall softball season start?
Friday.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have COVID.
You actually might, or you just?
I don't know. I'm gonna go for a test. I'm feeling a little better, but I mean, it's that or the common cold, and I've been bitching about the common cold for fucking years. So I don't know. Frankly, something me and my team have been discussing is acquiring COVID prior to the spectacular. Anyways, it's something we've been talking about on my team at my camp. So I'd like to, I don't want it to be right around the spectacular time. All of a sudden, I got COVID, I can't go.
Now you do realize you can extend it again.
I don't know. They're up and down about that. I'll take my chances with it once. If I get it once, if I get it twice, shame on me. I believe.
Mike, we're gonna let that go. We're gonna go on to play.
Okay.
Start looking at the stats. Does everyone understand what it means when I say 1920?
No. Oh, now I do.
Okay. So obviously, I would have been having 5 plates in the year 1920, but it's 2019, 2020.
And I was like, holy shit! I thought I was like an old timer. Cal's been doing this a while.
Can I give a little prediction here? I think this would be a PR set this year. I think like a 5.5 or a 6. I think.
Awesome.
This is a big
And
year.
I happen to agree.
I'm not saying I'm going to. I just predict someone's going to.
Well, in a lot of last year, I think it was more of the time issue too. I think everyone still had another plate or two in them, so I think that's something we gotta like pound plates this year.
Right, we got there late and they kicked us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the last ones there last year too, so I could see a 6 all day.
Rightfully so, kicking us out though.
No, it was all fair. I'm gonna go down the list really quick just by how my screen is set up. I'm gonna get your guess. Who do you think has the most plates this year? Liam, who do you got?
Oh man. I'll go Larzy.
Lars, I like that. Leafy, what do you got?
Liam's a sleeper pick. Liam can eat probably better than anybody I know. Liam's a good pick for that because he doesn't have a number on there. I dare to say Liam might have led the league last year in plates.
Larzy Bass, who you got?
I'm gonna say Liam or me.
Okay. Liam / himself. Mikey J, what do you got?
Going me. I've been increasing my appetite. I think I work out before the spectacular this year. Come hungry.
Leave happy.
That's it.
You got a plate goal in mind for yourself?
I'm going 7.
Wow, increased by 3. Holy crap. I like the set. I like the site set high.
You do that every year by 30-20, you'll be having fucking I don't even know what.
I can't even do that, man. Cal, what do you got?
Who do you think?
I'm probably gonna go between Leif and Mike. After that, what he just said.
Right. After that, I mean, that's some shit.
Right.
Like
If
Yahoo
Mike's not your new
Sports,
number one.
you click the little blue thing, and Yahoo Sports has a little paragraph about how Mike's looking good in camp. Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic.
And let me tell you, me and my friends were thinking about doing the 4,000 calorie diet for a little while.
I've been doing that for 5 years now. It works great.
No, it's like
it works great. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to trees found. And just last year we
Look at the Olmbergs combining for 1.5. The Olmbergs got Danskak and trees last year.
Who? Does anyone have any guesses on who they think is going to get the tree, and any reasons why? It's kind of a weird one to know how to pick because it's luck. But
I do have a question. What about previous trees? Like this is only last year.
So I just started keeping statistics last year. I mean, there's been plenty of more trees found, but kind of like the StatCast era. The tracking of stats era started in 2019, 2020 for the spectacular.
Now, is there no stat track for trees tied to the top of the car?
There is currently not a track for that because it doesn't seem to be much of a competition.
Right. I just wanted,
Right. Like, I'm not getting trees hooked. But, I mean, if someone's coming out here trying to tie better knot than you, Cal, then, certainly it would have to be.
I think certain things become more so tradition, You don't want anyone else tying the tree but Cal. You don't want anyone else hucking it but Danny.
Right. I'd be a little upset if someone tried to do it.
Right. Imagine someone fucking just tying a tree. That I don't even understand.
No, I would be pretty upset.
And hucking it.
I
mean, imagine if someone's like, hey, mind if I try hucking it this year? Who the fuck are you?
No.
if Cal doesn't make it though, we're gonna have to figure someone else out.
Well, that's big. I think that's when you'll see the next person take over. The 1 year Dan can't huck it.
Wow. A tie rating out of 10. This is obviously for last year as well. Just a quick overview if anyone forgot. Justin coming down pretty low. Big Daddy down at a 6. And that's been a topic of conversation the last couple of years, Cal. Being a vet as long as you have been, do you think you're going to step it up and have it at least an 8 out of 10 attire this year?
I just feel like these, attire ratings are they're not accurate. I mean, they're accurate, but not like, they're not pinpoint. They're more opinion based than.
Well, yeah, it is subjective, so it's
right.
everyone's opinion.
Nobody really liked me last year. Not that this year is going to change anything, but I think.
I will say, as an unbiased voter, I did not vote your costume lower because I don't like you as a person. I don't like anyone here.
Right.
But your costume certainly didn't compare to Leif's or mine or I mean, Lars had Peeve. So, I mean, like, if you like Peeve or not like Peeve, that could be a conversation.
Right.
But then you're bundled in a bunch with
I think it's
Mike and Rob.
it also has to average out, price spent and,
Sure.
You won't have that problem this year.
I spent, $15 on mine.
Hey, Lars
Leif, I
got
can't
25
imagine.
and he's got an 8.64.
I spent 35 and I got a 9.6.
He
Listen,
spent
Cal,
300 and I lost to Dan.
I got 3 compliments outside of from random people, and I'm still on bottom.
Mike,
3.
I'm sorry I'm not black and as attractive as you.
3
Those did play
compliments.
into account.
I don't think the committee heard them.
But so what I'm getting from Cal is you don't plan on changing up your style then. You're gonna
I'm going to neglect on commenting on the matter until the day of the Specky. I will answer the questions then.
Perfect. Most improved, we got the Bear last year. I do want to give a shout out though. I mean, I keep going back and forth whether I want to give it to Liam for the year prior because let me tell you, I mean, there's no one. I don't think there's any conversation saying that you weren't the rookie of the year in 2018. I mean, you certainly were. But
You don't think it was Rob?
right, we got all-time ADP. What this means is we're not going to take the 3-year sample size. So this is every year you've ever been in a Specky that's been tracked. The draft position started being tracked in 2017. So that's from 2017 to 2020. Next year, this will say like 17 to 21. Justin right now is sitting at 1.66. Absolutely insane. And where Rob and Liam are technically sitting at undrafted ADPs. The reason for that being able to happen is 1 through 5 is 1 through 5. But if you no-show and you would have been invited, or you neglect an exception or a draft pick, it's a 7. Because we want to show that it's important. If you get drafted, that you really should come. It's not going to be a 6 or a 0. It's going to be a 7. So it's really going to affect your score. Leif, that's why you might be a little confused when you're over 3. Same with Cal, has 1 no-show. Mike has no no-shows. He just has a pick, and Liam has 1 no-show of last year. Any questions on the all-time ADP? No. Wow, must be a great teacher. MVP this year. This is exciting.
That's very exciting.
Big year.
It's exciting. I think this is something I'm looking at. I'm looking at 2 people, to be honest with you. I'm looking at Liam and I'm looking at Cal. I would love to see Cal fill up the haters, get picked, come in, win the MVP. I would make my fucking year if that would happen.
Picked is the hard part, apparently.
Listen, it is. It's a tough year. You got 13 guys. And we got seasonal performance grade. So this is where you can come every year and kind of check out. These will stay so you can see how you do over time. Last year, Leif performed like a star, which is an A grade, which is number 1. Lars performed like a check plus, which is a B grade, which is number 2. Same for Candy Cane. And I know he didn't come last year, but the fact that he was still on the phone for the song and everything, and he performed like a number 2. Mikey J performed like a check, which is I don't want to say C, but as far as last year went, he performed like a mid-tier, someone who should be picked 3rd, which means he outperformed his draft position. I mean, he was drafted
3 for a rookie is solid.
Solid. Rob outperformed his draft position as well, 5-3. Big Daddy underperformed by 1. I don't think that's, other than to Cal, a surprise. And Justin underperformed by 1. I mean, it should be a 5, but I couldn't give him an F because at least he showed up. Does anyone have anything to say? Cal, do you want to dispute your seasonal performance grade?
Nope.
Okay. Anyone have anything to say on any of them, or any questions or comments? No. All right. Well, that's good. 3-year ADP. It's the same right now, just because we only have 3 years. Official draft position. This is where you can come to see your official draft position. You see the 7s in here, that means you didn't show up. The rest of the rest. Look at Morpheus up there, 1-1. You gotta like
Morpheus.
that. I like Justin. I don't know. He's just so fucking cute. It's gonna be tough.
Did anybody have him top 5?
No.
Anyone have Rob top 5?
He was possible.
He was on
yours.
like a slash.
He was on Rob. He was on Costas. He was. That's it. And number 1 overall selections. I know, Leif. I've told you you have more than this, and you know you do. But we're counting as of 2017.
2017 is the start of the StatCast era
Right. So
for certain stats.
that's what we have.
Yeah.
Is there any other stats you think would be helpful to keep track of? I mean, I pretty much got a lot covered, so don't feel like there should be.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty solid.
I would say maybe like keeping track of who's on time each year might be important.
That's
Time
true.
limits?
Like if you show up, I'm not sure how you would grade that necessarily, but like, you know, if you show up late, maybe that's a knock on you.
I mean, if I gotta show up earlier to get more points, I'm sleeping over. I'll
Right.
be there like 10 p.m. the night before.
And I think that's why we haven't tracked time.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I can see what Liam's saying. Maybe like
Right, you can just make it a singular stat like a late. Tardies,
Yes or no.
you know?
Right, tardies.
Like late to class. You don't get points for coming in, 15 minutes early, but if you're late, you're penalized.
And why don't you? I should get an A for coming early.
Like, I don't disagree.
I did make a little bit of an initial list for me, if anyone's interested.
I was going to ask.
I have been kind of quiet on that front. Been very loud on every other front.
Now, would you get a notification if Rob was trying to join?
Yeah.
So he's okay. I just wanted to make sure. A little hard to believe.
Is it
No,
though?
it's pretty sad.
Right. I guess it's not as hard as to believe as you'd like.
Click more Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, I'm not interested in Rocket Mortgage. So I'm not going to give any order here, but the list that I have it's very similar to Lars's. The 5 guys I'm thinking are Mike Johnson, Lars Ullenberg, Liam Costa, Leif Ullenberg, and Cal Sartor. That's in no particular order. The 3 guys that I have on the bubble are Rob, Justin, and a rookie. It's very tough, clearly. I'm gonna open it up now. I know there was a lot of people asking me questions of stuff I said in the video or things that needed clarified. Liam or Leif or anyone else, do you guys have any questions you want to bring up?
Question for you would be, go ahead, Liam.
No, I mentioned to you yesterday about the boyfriend rule, and you had said that he would only get a pick if he like really like put on a show and really campaigned well. That's what you meant, right? Otherwise, they would just get the invite.
Right. So what they decided upon was they don't want to like disallow someone from the opportunity of getting picked because it's such a big, honor. But at the same time, they're going to be given an auto invite. So it kind of takes the stress off the committee to choose them for them to come. So they will be getting an auto invite. But listen, if they come on a year's auto invite and they perform like a stud, they're going to get draft picks, nomination for next year consideration. Coach, you got anything?
My question was about your power rankings. Is that what you had coming in, or is that affected also by the no show of Robert Traverso today?
That was prior to Rob no showing.
Got it. Thank you.
The Rob versus Cal debate, which I think is a fair debate as far as you're looking at vets. Rob's got a no-show, a 5, and a 5, although last year's 5 was a 3-rated performance. He's got no-show, 5 performance, 3 performance. So he is improving for sure. But his top is a 3.
You give year 2 a 5?
Yeah.
Or year 1 technically a 5?
Yeah, I would. And Cal ended up with a no-show, a 3, and a 2. Yeah. So he's also improved every year. The player performance last year was back to a 3, but he sat 3.2, and the lowest he's ever either performed or came in is at a 3. So I mean, Rob might have maybe a bigger ceiling. He's one less year than Cal, but Cal also has a higher floor.
That's fair, clearly.
And he does have traditions and responsibilities that, like you mentioned, tying the tree. If we went in another direction, that'd be, a big thing to have to figure out what we're going to do with.
I don't even know.
Right. No.
I'd probably have to call him.
Right. He would just have to show up. It'd be awkward.
Right.
I'd still show up.
Right. And that's beautiful. Any other questions regarding my video? I know I went over a lot, especially about future stuff. Cal, you had someone want to kill their kid at 9. Did I hear that?
Yeah.
I thought about that actually. So what if Leif kills his fucking kid? I thought right away, you do the gender reveal, it's a guy, and you're like, no, we gotta have an abortion. Kind of,
Well, that's true. If I have only daughters, it doesn't matter.
Right. No, you can have only daughters.
I am
big.
so glad. I don't know what the hell you people are talking about.
No, that's fair.
I don't think I've ever been more
Like, you
happy.
didn't watch
to
the
know
video?
what you're talking about. What?
You didn't watch the video?
I don't know what you're talking about. What video?
It was just a welcome video to kick off the Specky season. It was 30 minutes long. I didn't expect everyone to watch it. I hope they would, but it's very long.
Was it on Twitter?
It's on YouTube.
King Curse TV.
But what we discussed.
Haven't subscribed.
That's more of a personal pain. There's nothing to do with the spectacular. You will be forced to retire after your firstborn son reaches 10. I know you had said, Cal, that 10 seems a little young, and I don't disagree. As far as maturity level, it's young. The reason I said it's 10 really is I was thinking back to when did Coach come to his first Specky, and he was around 10 years old, and I was like, if Coach could do it at 10, I think every other kid could do it at 10.
That's fair. I was big. You got to think, though, at 10 years old, I was even fatter and the same height. And I was probably smarter.
How many plates did you get, though?
I mean, if we had those statistics.
Rumor has it 15.
Those and big plates, too. We're not talking steak 1 through 5.
Legend said they've never seen nothing like it.
No COVID, though. I think if you come with COVID, is that bonus points or you still helping it through?
I'm ready to do whatever it takes for bonus points.
I've seen that video. It's a good one. Anyone else have any other questions? We can cut it now. I thought there'd be a lot of questions, but if there's not, it's perfectly fine.
We got a lot of things I could potentially discuss here. I guess first and foremost would be, I'll ask you first, Kamish. What are the thoughts on, I know originally you had stated 85% chance for the spectacular. How do you feel about that? I know you gave me some news personally. Maybe you'd like to share that with everybody on Zoom.
Yeah, I had a couple of things I wanted to bring up, and I just forgot them. So this is why I'm floundering here. But thank you for bringing that up, Leif. So I have been in contact with Majestic Gardens. My name is on a list. She said that she has not decided yet whether they will be having the Specky, but as soon as they do decide, which will be within 1 to 2 weeks, they will give me a call, and at that point I'll know. What I wanted to bring up is possibly, if you guys wanted to, they have an email section on their website. They also have a phone number. If you find free time, email them from your email. You can give them your name or a fake name. And just be like, do you know if you guys are having the brunch with Santa? Don't say spectacular because that's not what they call it. Just say brunch with Santa this year. Because my family really loved it last year. We'd like to go again. We're trying to create fake interest to force their issue to make them put it on.
Right. Stuff the balance, really make them think there's a huge demand, so they have to have it. They break laws and everything.
Oh.
But they are offering office parties right now. Which is like the same kind of style. And as Leif mentioned, his
party.
What do you say?
Rent an office and then have an office party.
We could rent the catering hall. It's just a lot more expensive, so it's not like the best option. But if if push comes to shove, that might be something we'd look into.
I think New York Vario could afford it.
New York Vario's dead. Unfortunately, he is dead and gone, but he could. That guy was raking it in like nobody else.
No, Dan, you have an estimate per person how much an office party would cost, do you?
I don't. My mother would have that. I could ask her because she's had office parties there before. It also depends on how many people you're having. It raises or lowers the price.
For the wedge, it's for that one big building. It's $450 for like 4 hours.
Okay.
And so it would depend. So, because I know we also talked about potentially having, a nightcap type deal where, even the likes of Rob and, Zeke or all those people could potentially come if they don't get drafted. And I know that would, so, if you have 10, 15 people there, it only comes out to $30, a person.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we were there that one night and there was like a Sweet 16 going on?
Yeah. No, they do.
That was the worst night of my life.
Was it like one of the girls like flirting with Cav or something?
I think it was just me, you, and Dan. I think it was you she was flirting with.
No.
I can't imagine it being me and Dan.
I don't think so. I know I touched Leif's nut with my nut that night. That was the night we signed the merger.
Oh, dear God.
That's why it's the worst night of my life.
I forgot about that.
We signed the merger. Liam, I want. If you remember, Leif, Leif was offering Cav or Dom, and I said I don't want Cav or Dom. I said I will take Liam. You put Liam in for Dom because I was giving Leif.
Fuck Dom.
That was a quick shake. I was trying to ship Dom off.
I wanted you, Liam. I did.
Can we get a fuck Dom Rich?
Fuck.
Oh,
Fuck that guy. Fucking asshole. As far as the rookies go, does anyone have an idea if a rookie gets picked, who do you think it's going to be? Right now we got Kevin, Zeke, Sean Maya, who, classic, Matt Savallo, Joe, and let's not forget about Logan. That's a lot of names there.
Logan's gay. They might bring him in.
right. That is something to consider. I would say Joe's got the early start because of the campaign. Zeke, the committee was high on last year, so that's something to consider. And Sean Meyer is, in my opinion, like if he can come, I know, the committee loves that kid. They just have never been able to land him.
What about Mike Barber?
That would be something. He is in California, but that would be something. And let me tell you, he can handle the plates. That man can handle the plates. He
campaigns.
Anyone. Kevin Donahue, name not to be forgotten.
Matt Savallo.
And I said this about Matt Savallo. If Matt Savallo runs his campaign anything like he runs a fucking fantasy baseball team, the kid's going to win.
Amen to
Plain
that.
and simple.
Amen to that. Mike, I'm sorry about what happened there at the end. You too, Liam. You guys got just shafted.
Bro, it was between like delayed or canceled games and injuries or people slumping, my team just fell apart.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was an unfortunate week to have it happen because my team has just never been hotter. I was scoring 250 points a night.
Like Leif, the Yankees couldn't have been hotter the day I was playing you. They were slumping the entire week before. Your team looked like
that was the week that they had like 18 home runs in 3 games.
Yeah, and they just went off. I was like, fuck. Oh well, nothing you could do.
Amen.
I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
With Rob's no-show tonight, scale of 1 through 10, what are his chances of making the spectacular in everyone's opinions? This is huge. This is a huge developing story here. I mean, Justin too, but Justin you expect this from because he was fringe and it's his brand. Rob knew what was in store here today, and I can feel the energy coming off of Dan, and he's truly disappointed. He's been disappointed the whole night. I see him, and I just wanted to address the huge elephant in the room here. I know we're trying to power through it, but what are your thoughts, King? And then I'd like to get everybody's chances after tonight.
His brother showed up, and he didn't.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean,
look out, Vets. He's killing his own brother.
You saw it in my pre-draft and pre-podcast rankings. I didn't have Rob in it. I've seen Rob get floated around Cape Leif's Twitter, 3 as high as 2. I didn't necessarily agree with it when he said it, but I certainly saw why he said it, and he had legitimate reasons behind it. But Rob has just been just not consistent, and it hurts because I believe in him. You know, I know what he could do. The guy can eat. You know, I'm sure he can find a trade, and when he's happy and he's in a good mood. You know, he could be a great addition. And I just spoke to him on FaceTime earlier today. I was like, look at your brother's campaign. Oh my, what am I gonna, what am I gonna do? Now we got a rookie like this campaigning. The committee's going crazy. The decision is getting hard. He's like, I know. I just told Joe he might take my spot. And he laughed, and I said, I laughed because I really wasn't thinking about it. But I mean, he might. There's a better shot. I mean,
After
in my
tonight,
mind right now,
in my opinion, Joe's got higher stock than Rob.
it's just he had a terrible. He no-showed for 3 years straight. And I know 2 of those are off the ballot now. You know, but it's hard to have that short of a memory. He finally comes to one, and he's ass in his first year. He's much better last year. Finally has a good year, but now he's not campaigning, you know, and he's not trying. And it's just like,
I would like to note I'm getting a FaceTime call from Justin Smith.
oh, well, just throw Rob off. If Justin pops on this video, I'm done.
If Justin's on, that's fine. If Rob,
Nah, yo.
Yes, sir, I am.
Are you at the Green Turtle?
You watch it?
No, it's the Green Turtle, all right. You're missing out on a big podcast right now.
You're on the podcast?
No, yeah.
All right, come through after. It'll be a long one. We're betting on the Heat.
I hung up.
He said after, right? Is that what he said?
he did say after.
Dog
Is
there?
Rob with him?
I can't imagine there were females laughing. So, no. Rob is certainly not there.
Does anyone else have an opinion? I mean, I said my piece on Rob. It's just, does anyone else think he has I mean, it's not like he can't just not have a shot. It's too early to not have a shot. We got a month and a half before the Specky.
His shot is looking very long.
You shot yourself. You shot yourself. I had you in the likes of Cal. I mean, but, you know, a person who at least for 3 years has had a solid enough track record to keep getting him drafted. I mean, and I had you saying, oh, maybe he'll take Cal's spot this year. And then you come out. This is his campaign so far. This is his campaign. He came out, first tweet, attacked Cal, Laws, and myself.
Didn't even see that tweet.
And then has to do a whole apology, hasn't tweeted since, and now here we are, the biggest podcast we'll ever have.
Yeah.
And where is he?
What did the tweet say?
What did Liam say?
He attacked me and Mike as well. Yeah.
Is that what it was? It was like the whole group. That's your campaign? I had to come out and make a fucking speech like no one's ever seen before. He gets back on track, but then he just doesn't show up? Is he hiding in the bunker? What's going on?
Clearly, the one who's benefiting the most from this is Cal.
Clearly. I mean, you might as well punch Cal's ticket. Ticket puncher. And that's not something you wanted this early.
No, I mean, I imagine campaigns are going to get stronger and stronger as we go, but this isn't a great initial showing. Lars, you've been quiet a lot of the night. I want to give you the floor. Do you have any questions or important things you want to say about this year or last year's Specky?
Last year's Specky, I feel like I have a lot of room for improvement.
Okay.
I'm coming for that MVP trophy. You know, I don't know if I'll campaign too hard just because I have a locked up spot. I'm focused more on my performance this year, my costume. But yeah, my eyes on that MVP.
Fantastic.
It's a nice strategy. Give the floor to the other people who don't have a spot yet. You're already locked
Yeah,
up.
I'll
That's an
sit back
interesting
and
take.
watch.
That's an interesting take.
Remember though that you're not that your campaign necessarily, but you know your performance this year will play into next year. You're locked up for this year, but you're not locked up for next year. So you know, never take a whole season off. I'm not saying you have to campaign as hard as everyone else, but I get your name out there just a couple times just in case. Just keep your name in the media.
Yeah, for sure.
Mikey J, you got anything as far as what you plan to do this year? Plates is where you said you're going to improve the most.
Gotta improve the costume.
Do you have any idea of where you're going to go with that, or are you going to keep that silent for now?
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Raise your hand here if you have your costume already or any part of your costume already.
Part of it.
I mean, I'm wearing it.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Decent amount of headway being made here, folks.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, there's a decent chance we are looking at the spectacular group right here, right now, in my opinion. If no rookie gets drafted, or Joe gets an invite, or Joe gets a pick and maybe, I don't know who gets an invite from the Vario family, but this could be the draft class.
Could be a great draft class. Wouldn't be a bad one.
Would be a good one.
What does everyone think we should do? I mean, like it's clear as day that like there's gonna be at least 2 guys and possibly 3 if a rookie gets picked that we'd like to be there, not be selected. What do you think we should do about that? Should we keep the rule instituted that I had in place last year? You can pay the $45 and you can come yourself if you want. You won't be drafted, or you can just show up later in the day after the brunch. What do you guys think is a better, or keep them both?
I kind of like to show up later. So I feel like it's like a privilege to like be at the main event. So
Okay.
I don't disagree. I mean, it'd be hard to see someone like Rob just not come, but then again, he's done that more times than he has come. Same thing with Justin. It's hard to see him not coming, but he does leave shortly after anyways. So, like, is it something they would really care? I don't know. Rob, I think even if he doesn't get drafted, has a decent shot at a Vario invite. The question is, do you, like, personally, if there's every year I don't make the spectacular, it's like, it's a question with myself. Do I take the Vario invite, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Would you, Cal?
If I got one.
But if you're not drafted and you get a Vario invite, would you accept it? That's a question I was going to ask Cal and Rob, but now Rob's not here. Or would you decline, you know, respectfully?
That's tough. Because, like, I'd decline because I already wasn't picked, but then I wouldn't have anything to show, you know, to get picked next year.
Fair.
I
That's
would
fair.
I would have to campaign the hell out of, you know, these next 2 months. But
Unless we do have the banquet, then you could show up to that. You would tie the tree, but I mean, you know, send Rob a nice message tonight. That's all I got to say.
or don't.
Or don't. That's true.
I can't believe he didn't fucking show up. I mean, that's so crazy. Does he not know what's on the line for him? It's 13 names here.
Justin's at the Green Turtle.
I'm not surprised about Justin.
Justin, no one expected to come here. Seeing his face was longer than he over-exceeded expectations.
He did.
Rob, how do you come with a straight face while your brother is on and not? What are you thinking? And what did he tell you yesterday? Isn't he supposed to be here? According, I don't understand. I got COVID. I wouldn't come over. I don't know. And it's definitely killed the vibe of the podcast. I'll let you know right now. I mean, this was supposed to be an exciting podcast where you got all your guys coming together, talking some specky, and to just piss on it. Take your fucking cock out and piss on it.
I would love to know what he's doing.
What'd you say?
I would love to know what he's doing.
The Giants game's certainly over.
And if it's Sarah,
That's a big part too. Is Sarah gonna let him come to the specky?
she let him last year. What would there be no?
They weren't really. Were they dating last year? They were dating for like a week.
I
Why
don't know.
wouldn't she
Oh no,
let
we
him?
asked you out on Christmas Eve, right?
Something stupid.
Oh, Christmas Eve. That's
Listen.
ballsy.
I don't think we put this in our vibe. I think we focus on the people here, the people that are dedicated. So
It's a fair point. Liam. That's a veteran statement right there. You know, we got to keep our heads up. It's just disappointing, but it's something we can all learn from. You know, look at Mike. Mike is something we should reward here today. That did a lot to his draft stock.
It certainly did.
He
Yeah,
downplayed
no one
it,
expects me to
and
show up.
came. Now, how long have you known you're coming?
I looked 10 minutes before. I looked at 6:50. I go, oh shit, it's in 10 minutes. I was like, I can make it. I was literally just finishing eating. Like I came home from the library 8, and I was like, oh shit, it's only 6:50. So I was like, all right.
Is JMU in person or no?
Going back on Monday, but
Ooh, fantastic.
all my
USC.
classes.
USC is offline, Zoom.
Is the campus open at all?
You have to like fill out like a survey, like with your symptoms and like. But yeah, it's open. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So does everyone have any like? I know we gave like some names, but has anyone changed their opinion or like to explain why they have their draft order the way they do, or if it's changed tonight? I mean, Leif, you had Cal Rob at the end. Are you going with Cal at this point?
100%.
Yeah.
This is the. I don't know what else to say. It's something that if I knew if he had come out ahead of it and said I'm not making it, he came, looked at the screen, and waved. So that gives it to Cal. And then it just comes down to a rookie. But I think I'll say, if Rob doesn't get drafted and he doesn't come, I don't think Joe comes. So that would open, in my opinion, the 5 to be arguably this group right here. I don't think Joe drives all the way to Miller Place.
Do you think it's important to have a rookie? Guys who are vets that were rookies last year specifically, you know, like kind of the Liam, Lars, Mike. Do you think it's important to have a rookie?
I think you just can't force it, but it's always good to have, but like don't just have one for the sake of having one.
I agree. I think it's good to have, but you go with the 5 people you think are going to perform the best, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say don't force.
Lars, you're on the same page?
Yeah.
I think it's like a real sports team, you know? Who gets up getting the rookies? It's the teams that need extra help. They end up getting them through the draft. If we have a squad we feel comfortable rolling out there's no need for a rookie. Last year, I think there was the need. I mean, we had 2 rookies last year. There was obviously the need coming off of the last year's performance and the lack of Liam not being able to attend. This year, with as many possibilities as we can have, maybe this is where they say, all right, let's roll with the guys we got, see some first and second year players, and we don't need a rookie. Could be a thing. I was just going off a track record, but it's a decent point.
When are you guys coming back to New York?
What do you say?
Mid-November.
When are you guys coming back to New York?
Probably mid-November, late November.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving, probably, for all you.
I'll be there. I'll be here before Thanksgiving.
Well, right. Why would that be after? That'd be retarded, but yeah.
I mean, the hope is to have 5 number 1 type guys, though. You know, and right now I know I have Leif.
I think everyone here, if they tried their hardest, could.
Yeah.
I also think there's guys that aren't drafted, though, that could. I think Joe is fucking wild. He could show up in a fucking wild costume and pull the whole thing off. Rob, I mean, Rob's just a mental guy. If he wanted to, he could be, but I clearly doesn't want to. Liam scares the shit out of me as a number 1. And Mike's egregious. If Mike comes in a fucking, like, I don't even know. I mean, I could see Mike coming with a goddamn, what do you call those, like, Osama bin Laden things? But it's like green and red and, you know, he's throwing jingle bells as bombs. Like, I could just see it.
A turban.
A turban, right.
I'm not Zeke.
Right.
Zeke should do that. Zeke should do that.
I'd love to see
Like
Zeke
a Christmas
there.
tree turban.
Right.
There you
That's what I
go.
was saying. I'm thinking of that one. I don't remember. There's that one comedian with the puppets. That's who I was picturing with Mike.
Jeff Dunham?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dunham. Big Dunham guy.
Yeah. That's fair.
I would also like to point out Rob has tweeted back at you.
Oh, let's see this, folks. Developing story.
It's not great.
Dan, you got a dog there?
Yeah.
All right, I'll fill everybody on the podcast here. I wrote, Rob, not attending the Zoom meeting, honestly may have ruined any chances he has of making the spectacular, major developing story. Sad to see. Rob writes, and that's fair. Now, also, if you go to Rob's now, if you go to Rob's thing, he's rebranding. He's no longer Red Nose Rob, even though Dan published all this to the website today. Campaign rebranding coming soon for the Year of Togetherness.
As I do have some news. As much as we have just slandered Rob's name, I did receive a text earlier today at 7:11 As we know, I don't get notifications on my phone. The text reads, Nana has a pulmonary embolism, and Josephine is crying. And everything's crazy here. Tell the committee I'm not in any condition for a Zoom. This, folks, is why, mob mentality is bad, and you don't jump the gun.
Delete the recording.
Rob, if you make it this far after hearing 30 minutes straight of us ripping you in the shreds saying you're not coming, we do apologize. Although it's not a good showing. Hey, you could have brought Nana on. Nothing I say now is going to be politically correct. So it's just.
Well, Joe came though.
I was going to say. Rob plays a card sometimes. Nana's fine. Joe is fucking right? I'm not even buying the whole shit. It's like Dan's grandma.
I really hope Nana's all right.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't help his stock still. All right. Trump having COVID, Rob's Nana. I think there's similar stories. Yeah. How much am I supposed to feel that bad? And I do, if it's true.
I mean, no matter what, it's not going to help his stock, but it just doesn't hurt it as much as it was previously.
But then what's the rebranding? Why? I don't understand.
No, I mean, I like Red Nose Rev.
Campaign strategy. He needs. I mean, it's fair. He needs a boost, regardless of whether he shows up to the Zoom or not. If you take that out of consideration,
he knows that. At least it shows he knows he's on the bubble, and he's trying to stab at something to help. He's missing today, and I guess he's trying to figure out something else to help him boost it.
Right. All right. Well, makes a little more sense. But he was also right here. I don't know. He could have stayed on as long as Joe was on. I don't know. He was with Justin watching a football game, according to Joe. So there's conflicting sources here, too. And that wouldn't be fair, my tweet. To respond to something that douchey and saying that's fair. I don't know. But God bless. Nana, hope you're doing good.
What his tweet say that he apologized for? I missed that.
I also did.
That was for his original. He came, like I said, he came out and he just took shots at damn near the entire group, and then wrote a 3-part apology. So that could be a reason for the rebrand,
All right, I gotta hop off, guys.
Thank you, Jay. Go and study. We love you.
Leif, hope you don't have COVID.
Me too, buddy. Well,
hang in there.
Take care. I love you.
Yep.
I'm curious to hear some of you guys' thoughts on food this year. Like, if you have a strategy going in. I know sometimes it's go breakfast and lunch. Maybe you go lunch first. So I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts on that for this upcoming year.
It's always a tough strategy. I feel like I've been tinkering and tampering every year. I think this year I'm going in with a early and often strategy. I think I spent way too much time last year kind of pacing myself, and I ran out of time. So I think I downed some plates early and then paced myself. But, I think you got to get plates up. You want to get an early lead, because if you just keep going up with everyone round after round, you're never going to separate from the pack. So if someone goes out and starts making a fucking showing out of it and they come back with 3 plates round 1 and eat it before anyone goes up, that's a strategy.
I like that.
Dan, Laws, Big.
I'm trying to get at least 6th place. I want to break I want to make a PR there. I mean, that's first and foremost. But I'm a breakfast guy first. I haven't bounced around as much recent, although I have a lot of years to kind of figure out what I like. And maybe that is something I got to think about, because just hearing myself say it, I go for what I like first, where I go, the breakfast food, and then I go a little peniala, honey or not, and get some chicken. Some
you want to get what you like while you're hungry. I agree.
Right. Then I normally go omelet late with some steak and eggs, I have a couple planned meal kind of situations, but I got to figure out how I'm going to get to 6. And maybe I'll take a look at the menu, which they do normally post. and I'll like plan out my plates going in, so I can like just have like 6, 7 plates listed. Bang. Okay, what am I doing now? Bang, which might make it easier to check off and keep time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Got anything there?
Me? Yeah, I feel like that's mostly natural, you know? Can't think too ahead. Can't force anything.
Fair.
Whatever
How
you
did
lay
we
your
keep
eyes
track
on.
of plates last year?
What'd you say?
How do we keep track of plates last year?
Everyone kept track of their individual plates, and then you guys told me at the end of the night. You know, honor system. It's probably going to be honor system again. It's not, there's no way to do it any other way.
Hey, listen, I'd like to think we could trust everybody here.
Big Daddy, how many plates you want this year?
Most.
Did you have 5 last year? You were tied with the most?
Yeah. I had a good amount. I had a lot of halfies, which helped.
Okay. Halfies.
Like I think I had at least 4 half plates of just cookies.
That is something else. 4 half plates of just cookies.
That's 2 full plates of cookies, for those of you who can't do the math.
I couldn't.
No, that's a good
I
amount.
had before.
I think I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 2 plates of dessert.
There you go.
There you go. That is something else. I know there's a lot of stuff that Leif brought up in his video and then I brought up in mine, but I can't even think of any of it. And if nothing's like crazy pertinent where anyone has any questions on it, I don't want to keep you guys any longer than you have to be kept. So unless anyone can think of anything, especially with the stuff that I said going forward in the future, like new things that we're implementing this year, or any questions on how they feel like they can improve in my standpoint, I can let you guys go.
Who votes for MVP? How does that work?
It's going to be based off your peers. So, like, everyone who's there will vote.
So the 5 draft picks. And in the event of a tie, what would happen? Made a decision or a tie?
In the event of a tie, if there were 3 people listed but 2 people tied, it will go to a revote with those 2 names. If there were only 2 names listed and they tied evenly, then I haven't thought about that. I mean, it might come down to me as a final vote if you guys are okay with that. If not, we can think of some other way.
Are you eligible?
I was thinking about this. Liam asked me like something like that earlier. I wouldn't mind it. Like I'd like to be eligible. I'm not really eligible for anything else. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys though. I mean, if you want it to be just draft picks only, that's perfectly fair. That's because I'm technically not drafted.
What do we think?
I think he gets a vote.
Yeah, I agree.
Put him in there. Let him have some fun. Let the kid play.
I always wanted to be drafted. This is like my little
There
special.
you go. Now you got a shot at an award. You can bring home a trophy. It's big.
Start campaigning.
That's huge.
That's fantastic. All right. Larzy, you're attractive.
Thank you. I thought the vest or blazer you were wearing, oh, man,
Yeah.
during the video,
I'd have to
let
agree.
me tell you.
Very
You guys
good.
like that.
Pink is your color.
Pink's my color.
I've said this before. Pink's your color.
Yeah.
The pink short combo.
Yeah, you like that. Yeah, I got it. Some place was going out of business, and they had a pink suit, and I was like, I got a pink suit.
I love it.
You like that, Cal? You like this?
I do. It's definitely your style.
What's gonna be better is when we break them out. Because we got the whole pink pant with it,
Wow.
just a full suit.
I like that a lot. I hope you wear that to my wedding.
I think I was gonna go with the turquoise to your wedding.
Oh! How about that?
Okay.
How about that? I like that.
want to go classy? I'll just go, baby blue. I got no more money left, baby. How you like it? How do you like it?
I kind of love it.
Yeah. Oh, we just got a bunch of pastel suits. The whole thing was, I think, $130, $140
That ain't bad.
for 3 suits.
That's crazy.
Actually, the turquoise one didn't have pants, but
Still,
yeah, no.
that's crazy.
Well, that's really all I got for you guys. Me wearing 3 different suits.
God bless that. I think it was a successful podcast. I hope we do this again sometime. I wish everybody the best of luck.
Yeah, we'll probably have a second one maybe in like a month or so. If anything kind of clearly changes, I'm sure rookies will start to have campaigns will start coming more often, so there'll be more stuff to talk about then. But I think generally looks like Leif should be in. Now whether it's first or fifth, that seems like the two spots he's got listed.
One or the other.
The Bear looks like he's 2 through 4. Looks like that kind of odds. Joe has been listed if we have a rookie. Cal or Rob. It looks like only one of them is going to get in. That's pretty much the consensus, is that one of these guys is going to get in.
And I don't think he likes me very much.
Rob or Odysseus?
Rob, but hopefully I got off on the right foot with Odysseus.
Right, and you did. I think you did. And then Mike or Liam. Some people say both. Some people say one. And no one says Justin. That's the last thing I'll ask for before I hang up. You guys can choose not to answer. But for the guy that saved Christmas a couple of years ago, and one of the cutest guys I know, is there anything that can save him?
Vario invite.
That's so you're calling no shot at a draft pick whatsoever.
Never say never, but close to it. Not if things remain the same, there's no chance. I mean, if he doesn't tweet from now till the spectacular,
From 1 to 3 to nothing. That's a fall from grace, folks, if I've ever seen one before.
See how it plays out.
What do you say, Liam?
No, I was just saying we'll see how it plays out. Like, does he have a comeback in him? I'm anxious to see.
I hope
Who's
so.
that guy we're not talking about this year? No one would have said Lars this time last year. Lars didn't tweet until November 28th. Came out with fire. Nobody was really putting the pressure on him. Now he's got to lock into next year's draft. So, who's to say we can't turn it around? But it'll be a show. It'll be a show.
I know last year at the end, Rob almost didn't get picked because Lars technically was going to get it, but he gave up his picks so Rob could come. And I remember Rob saying something like, "Nah, I'm going to come," like even if he wasn't picked. And he wasn't understanding that, like, you can't come if you're not picked. With how it's going now, minus the embolism, if he doesn't get picked, do you think he's going to understand that he can't come if he doesn't get an invite?
I can't imagine that.
Do you think he's just going to show up?
I would rule it out. I mean,
I have a feeling he just shows up at the house.
Now, what happens in that situation? Because he quite literally doesn't have a ticket at that point, correct?
Yeah, and I mean, like, you could pay at the gate. Like my parents have done that before, like pay at the gate. But what happens is he probably shows up. I start freaking out, get very uncomfortable. Just a bunch of anxiety, and don't do anything about it.
The King Kershaw way.
Right. I mean, like, I would like to tell him to leave, but it's like, I don't, it's a very uncomfortable situation.
I mean, I could have a coach-player talk there,
Right.
Sit him down, say, listen,
Or just like, I'd like to just tell him, just give me the $45, and like, you're more than welcome to. But like, my
that's a
parents
rule we
paid for a
institute.
certain amount of money.
I think we should come out I think the things, if I had a chance to talk to the committee, they need to figure out if we're having a banquet, because that might change this whole thing. He might be like, I'll skip on the spectacular. I'll come to the latter half like I should, because then that would solve all the questions if there is a latter half. If there's no latter half, then we need clear, concise rules on if you are not selected, these are your ways of getting in. You can pay, you can't pay. You can be a Vario invite, you can't be a Vario invite. Like, how would it go? I just think having that nailed down, so at least we can point to it and say this was set in stone by the committee. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a tweet on that later. I think that we have pretty much came to a consensus decision. We just haven't been hard with it because we wanted to get put a feeler out, get people's opinions. But it's gonna be, if you want to pay. No, you know what? That's the one thing we haven't decided on, because Liam brought up a great point. If you don't,
I'm almost against the paying for it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
Listen, I think if you want to pay for it, you go ahead. But it kind of brings down your status a little bit.
But as you said, Kelly, the only reason I think about letting them pay is, like, if you don't come, if you're not drafted, how are you supposed to prove that you should have been there?
Right.
He's Brian. He's had his chance. If you lose it, you blow it. We don't know how long do we keep doors open for people that keep not walking through. It's the question.
I hate holding open doors when people don't walk through them.
Right. They sit there. They end up going to the store to the left. I hate that shit. That's the worst. We've all had it happen, folks. We all held the door. They don't give you the trot. They go on their cell phone and they go to the store to the left. They don't say, "Oh no, I'm going in there." They do. Probably the same bitch who ass Dan out the Halloween costume, to be frank.
Guaranteed.
And maybe that's what she was doing.
Maybe you were going to say something before.
I was
that's personally affected Leif. I just wanted to let him get that out.
I think if you're not drafted and you do a show, I don't think you're eligible for MVP or like any of the awards.
No.
Yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, your costume wouldn't be rated. None of that stuff. You wouldn't be open for anything. It's just you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Leif, I hear what you're saying. But I think what we're going to do is we're gonna allow you to pay for it to come, so we can see your performance as far as plates goes and like your attitude. But there's gonna be things in place where you can't pick the tree, you can't be in the pictures, you will be taking the pictures. You're clearly not going to be like the sixth pick or like one of the guys. It's gonna be noticeable that you're not a draft pick. You're not gonna get like the honor of being a draft pick. So that will be one way. You can get a Vario invite if you get one, and if not, I'm saying it now, there will be some after thing for everyone. There's 13 guys, as I said here. If we don't have a rookie, and from this conversation, it seems like we might be trending that way. Obviously, I don't know what the committee thinks, but if we're trending towards a no rookie, I think they probably would want me to have some kind of after thing so they could at least get a look at who the rookies could have been for next year to think about whether we want to use
I think it's a grand time overall. You get the award ceremony, you get to bring everybody in on it, have a real nice night, and we'll see what we can do. We can probably do it up nice. So I like that. I'm fine with the paying for it because technically speaking, if, you don't get drafted, you could, according to like what you're saying, you could show up to the Majestic Gardens and pay your ticket. What the fuck are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
So we might as well give them the option ahead of time so there's no real fucking you're sitting at a fucking separate table. It's this whole weird fucking thing.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Well, I'll make a post about that, but I'm glad we came to that decision. I'm excited. I think
very important question.
Yeah.
I was curious. Do you know what nationality Odie is?
Greek.
I thought Greek. It could be one of those people like Leif. I am Swedish, but I'm not real Swedish. Is this part of the year of togetherness type deal what they're doing here?
That's a good question. I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah.
I can see a black Greek guy.
Right.
He didn't sound black, but there was an accent there. I couldn't think if it was Greek or not, but I don't even know what a Greek person sounds like necessarily. But there was an accent, so he certainly could be Greek.
That's
And it could
exciting.
have to do with the year of togetherness.
Nice guy.
Nice guy, yeah, just great guy. He said he'd probably be contacting you. He said he probably would contact Cal within the next couple of days just to get a feeler out, see how you guys are doing.
That's fantastic.
Just as the vets.
Excited. Great podcast, in my opinion.
No.
No.
A lot of information came out. I think we got a lot of things decided. And, God, Rob's grandmother having a pulmonary embolism really threw a wrench in this whole thing, though.
Poor timing on her part.
I don't know what to think about him now. I had him just completely taken off the draft board, and it's like
Right, you definitely make the case for yourself. Joe showing up hurt his stock.
didn't help it.
Right. Much better. Like, now he has a fighting chance, but he had a fighting chance in the first place. Now he's got a fighting chance in the fighting chance. I was ruling him out.
I didn't have him in my pre-podcast rankings. I mean, that's pretty clear. So,
And he had a good performance this year, so I'd like for him to find a way. He needs to address the people, in my opinion. You know, it shouldn't just be, the coach out there. I think Rob, arguably more so than I, should get out there and start really stating his case.
I think a press conference might be necessary.
Yeah, I'd say that's everybody. I think a nice press conference, really set yourself in there. It never hurts. Well, I don't know. Maybe with Robbie Wood, though. I don't know. So
just
far, anything he
crazy,
said
man.
has hurt him.
He had number 3 pick year. Like, he had a number 3 overall pick. He didn't have a bad year. That's just how you have to be a top 2 rated pick kind of year to get picked the next year. Honestly, that's just the kind of guys we have. It's just crazy.
Right. Like, in my opinion, if Liam was a sure thing last year. If Liam's year 2 years ago was this year, he'd be a lock with how he played as a rookie.
Yeah.
Just missing last year. I know the committee, gets weird about that, but he was ahead of the work from home trend. So I see him really slugging it out. And Mike, though, he's another rookie who, he did everything a rookie. He was the typical rookie.
Yeah.
I see his year and Rob's second year being very similar. And it's like, do the committee feel that Mike's going to take another leap, or if that's his play style, or if Rob has more potential? Do you guys think Rob or Mike has more potential?
I'd say Mike.
Has a higher ceiling, you think, Larzy? Yeah?
Yeah. And a higher minimum performance.
Higher floor.
Mike's got a much higher floor.
Yeah, we've already seen
Mike
that.
has maybe a slightly smaller ceiling, but a much higher chance of hitting the ceiling. I think Mike gives you 100% this season. And I think last year it was his first year. He was settling in, seeing everyone else's costumes. This year maybe he takes it a step up. Rob, I don't know. He just sometimes, when Rob doesn't necessarily ever go 100%, in running anything.
Right.
It's just
I
like
got
a
you.
character thing. Like Rob is very. Although I don't want to say that because last year his costume was very good.
Old grade. Rob had a good year last year. I'm not saying he didn't have a good year.
That was a point. I want to take that back. I was actually going to say Rob's stats don't do him justice. I think he was a 7. He was more of a 7 than a 6 costume-wise. I understand it was a sweater, but it was an old Greg sweater, which takes effort, which is the number one part of a costume is effort. You put in effort. He went out of his way to get a old Greg costume, and he came very nice. Collar, khakis, ass was popping out the fucking. You would have thought. I think he was training for that. So that's something to consider. I'll rescind that. And again, like I said, I think personally last year, and apparently the committee does too, he had a better year than Cal. So that gave him momentum coming in. He just killed that momentum tonight, and Cal's had a better campaign in general, even on Twitter so far. Rob made one tweet and had to apologize. Cal's been very, had a good enough campaign so far.
Haven't changed your name yet, though, Cal. You planning on doing that soon, or you're waiting?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Are you changing it, maybe, or you just haven't decided to open your campaign yet?
I have to see. I was trying to, coordinate it with around the same time that I did it last year and be like an annual thing. Like, oh, November 1st comes around. Here comes, what is my name going to be this year?
There you go.
I like that.
It's fair.
It's fair. All right. Well, you guys all have a. What do you say?
Any other thoughts? Laws?
No.
I mean, I'm curious to see, like in the age of COVID, if Dan and Leif get married this year. Like, I really want to see it happen, but
Yeah, I've already wrote down some precautions. I'm thinking we do want to be safe, and I'm thinking maybe a mask kiss this year.
If we got to kiss through a mask, we're gonna kiss through
Right.
a mask.
I think that's totally fine with me, you know.
I think that'd be a big morale boost. Everything going on, if you guys get married, I would love it.
That's what I'm saying. That's a big reason. Another thing is if we, for some reason, can't go to Majestic Gardens.
I think we go there for pictures.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Exactly what I want. We're still going to Majestic Gardens.
Yeah, you can get into the back without going to the front. You can just.
Yeah, there's a little dolphin back there. I know it like the back of my hand. Black chain link fence.
Yep.
Those are your bets. Those are the reason you got bets right there. Black chain link fence. Yep. You know that's how you break into a specky. Get the
That's how you do it. How do we feel about the Dodgers, Dan?
They have a hard map now. I mean, the Padres. I don't know if I tweeted it or not, but I think they're probably the hardest team they've ever played in the playoffs. Like these past 5 years. So I'm a little bit concerned about.
Also, the team that knew every pitch that was coming.
Well, they were pretty. They were hard because they knew every team. But I mean, like getting into the World Series.
Looking at it, wise, you've been like, I don't understand why the Dodgers always lose to this guys, but you know, when it all comes out, I would agree. Rays, good organization this year.
Yeah.
A lot of good matchup. I'm rooting for the fucking Marlins.
I
I
think
love that.
I think NLCS minimum they go, just like for the hell of it.
I think they got a shot against Atlanta, right?
Yeah. I just don't. I feel like why wouldn't they pull it off? You know, like everything this year.
That's what I'm saying. This is the year for Miami to fucking win the World Series. Now, is Dan putting on a Marlins hat?
And let me tell you too, they never lost the playoff series.
No. That is a statistical fact. Now, what is on your head? Did you change anything?
Oh yeah. Tampa Bay, baby. The Rays.
I don't understand you worth a shit. I really just.
Oh, I know.
God, if I had a Padres hat.
It's going to be hard for the Dodgers to beat the Padres and the Braves. That's going to be very difficult for them to do.
Marlins.
If the Marlins beat the Braves, I'll be so happy because then I think the Dodgers go to the World Series. But
You keep sleeping on there. I mean, they're the Royals. They're the team you love.
yes, but the Dodgers are also the Royals with pop and pitching. Dodgers don't strike out that much.
Are you knocking on the Marte Parte?
Come on now. Hey, Zeus. Big Jesus.
Easy.
I just don't think you've considered it. Sandy.
Alcantara.
Who's the other fuck? Sixto.
Oh, six though.
They got some pieces, but they're not like a full.
They got a
full
squad.
We got Clayton. Walker.
I understand, but he can only pitch one game.
We got Mookie and Cody.
Mookie didn't do a single thing in the last game, in the last series.
Kershaw's going to have his typical October start. Hanging curves. I think Jesus takes him 434.
On the dot.
I wouldn't doubt that. That's not even something I bet against. Jesus.
Bases are loaded, though.
They're not getting the bases. Who's getting on other than Jesus?
Oh, they're all getting on. John Birdie sneaks his way on there. Marte Parte. All right? It's fucking over. It's fucking over. Garrett Cooper. Corey Dickerson. You seen Corey?
I've seen him. You know what happened to Corey Dickerson? He was the last strikeout on the last pitch of Kershaw's no-hitter in 2014.
And you don't think he wants vengeance?
Slider away. Corey Dickerson swings right over him. Kershaw.
Now he's ready for that, though.
What?
Now he's ready for that.
And I bet he hits a ding and does the same thing that Kershaw did when he threw the no-hitter. Yep.
Yeah.
Right at him, going around the bases the whole time.
Yeah, I'd kill myself. I don't think.
No.
I would love to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series. Liam, would you want to go?
Yeah. Sign me up.
I'm going.
You think they're open?
Yeah, tickets
Yeah.
go on sale on Tuesday.
I
Oh,
put
right.
it
They're
on
being limited.
Big Texas.
I'm
I-
going.
Yeah.
That's 2 days, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got to clear my credit cards then. We got to get ready.
I want to clear my fucking credit cards.
I want to get at least one game. I want to go to all 7.
If they're saying 75 to 450 a ticket, I don't know. I don't know how fast these fucking things sell out.
I will pay 75 for 7.
Yeah. And you can probably flip. I mean, I don't understand. I hope we get them.
At least one game. Because I know the Yankees and or Dodgers are going to be there. I just want to see one of them.
And honestly, if it ends up being the Marlins, I'm fine with that. Jeter's there. I could probably sit next to Jeter.
I just don't think like it's Yankees, Dodgers, or Marlins. Like those aren't like the 3 most likely teams. Like there's other teams that might get there.
Count them out. Count them out.
San
Sleep on
Diego.
Marlins. Sleep on them. San Diego. What are they going to do against the Miami Marlins?
Not much.
No.
The Marlins are over 500, right, by a game or 2?
Yeah. They were stellar.
The Braves are going to lose to the Marlins.
Yeah. I think so.
In 5 or 6.
Five.
Really?
5 games.
The Rays are going to lose to the Marlins?
In 4 games.
The Rays get swept. Tampa Bay Rays are going to get swept by the Miami Marlins.
The start.
I
Lamar
thought
just doesn't stop hitting home runs and stealing bases when he
The
doesn't.
Rays and the Marlins are similar teams, in my opinion. For some reason, people just look at the Rays and are like, oh, they were supposed to be good. But, like, if you're going off of name power, who do they got?
G-Man.
Right.
Boy.
Jesus versus G-Man. That's comp. All right. That's pretty dead heat.
I would watch that fight.
Oh, yeah.
G-Man versus Jesus. Holy shit.
That might be the best fight in the MLB.
That would be big.